What's up, guys? Welcome to another live stream. It's been a while since I had these live streams, so yeah, it's gonna be great to have you all here back. I see a lot of live viewers right now. Welcome, Hans. Yeah, so I just dropped off my kid at school, and I got down to my office. It feels pretty nice to be able to, go back to the normal routines, and especially when you're working from home during the summer. It's with the kids out of school, you got them home, and you try to work down in the office here in the basement, and you got them running around upstairs. I mean, I love the fact that I'm close to my family, but it's hard to focus at times. So now that they're back in school, we can start looking at the markets on a more regular basis, do more of these live streams, and yeah, it's going to be really nice. And it's the first yesterday was the first day for school for my son, and man, it's a wonderful feeling. Like I feel blessed because we had this wonderful school. We got really lucky to be able to put him in this school. It's a small school. It's only like, I think there's only like 60 or 70 people in that school. It's just a beautiful place right by the lake. And yeah, it's just lovely place. I feel really blessed to be able to drop him off there. Yeah, all right, let's talk about trading. Hope you guys had a wonderful summer as well. So today I want to focus on the 5-minute scalping system. And I got a cold, so I got a sore throat, so I might I might not try to talk too much, but if you've been following me for a while, you know that not talking is not something I'm very good at. So, as you know, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I've been developing a scalping system. Actually, this is something that I've been working on for a very long time, and I've used this system in live sessions before, but I haven't really. And I know a lot of you are trading crypto, right? I know a lot of you are trading crypto, and I got some exciting announcement about that as well. In the future, I am going to be much more actively trading the crypto market going forward, but in a different way than what I'm doing in the forex market. And the simple reason for that is, forex is much more consistent. I think the trends in the forex market, especially on the 1 hour and the 4 hour charts, are longer and much more consistent, especially now when we're in a situation where Bitcoin haven't really made any significant moves in I think 3 months, which is just insane, especially as a trend following trader. You can't really trade that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an approach on the crypto market where we're going to look for more long-term positions and more swing trades from a more mix of higher time frame TA and fundamental analysis on different products, because I do feel like you can only really trade the crypto market successfully in this market. I mean, you can only really trade as a trend following trader who's looking primarily on the 4 hour. You're going to be successful when the Bitcoin is in a clear bull market, in a clear uptrend. I think we are in a bull market right now, but it's not clear. When it kind of explodes to the upside and becomes very clear, that's when you can apply the swing trading system, the RLZ method, on the 1 hour and the 4 hour and have very, very good results. But now, in the situation we are right now, we have to have we have to adjust to the market and have more basically two perspectives. You want to have a long-term portfolio where you invest long-term based on high time frame TA and fundamental analysis. You build a portfolio of good-looking altcoins for that explosion move to the upside, which I do think will happen anytime now. And then also parallel to that, you want to have a smaller portfolio where you're trading a little bit more risky, but you're looking at you're looking to get in and out of these altcoin windows. And if you've been in crypto for a while, you know what these altcoin windows are. Basically, it's altcoin seasons, but I don't think we're going to have altcoin season. I think altcoin season is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So now what we have is somewhat of an altcoin window, and those altcoin windows are open for about a week. So I want to be able to get in on get in on an altcoin position and then get out of that position within a couple of days or a week. And the new approach to the RLZ method is very, very good for that, because we exit fully at TP1. In the past, I had 4 different TPs where I basically exited at the last local high and then higher. But altcoins during this altcoin window very rarely goes higher, because you have that first initial move and you get that retrace. You want to enter on the retrace, but then that next move, because you have to take into consideration that the first part of the move is part of that altcoin week. So if you get like one move, it takes 3 days. You only really have 3 or 4 days left on that altcoin window. So you want to get in and out in just a couple of days. So that's what I'm working on, and I will start trading that more in the near term future. I got some exciting stuff going on with Bybit, because I wanted to find a crypto trading platform where I could integrate all my trading, and Bybit has a really good integration with MetaTrader. So I trade Forex on MetaTrader. I can trade Bybit, the crypto markets, on MetaTrader via Bybit, and then connect everything in one copy trading account using the same trade copier for the Forex market and the crypto market. So I finally found Bybit that has that. So I got some exciting news regarding regarding a partnership with RLZ Trading and Bybit that's coming up. And I can't disclose too much, but you guys are going to get, if you trade on Bybit, you're going to get a lot of access to the stuff that I'm working on in community completely free, which is for you guys going to be massive thing, especially now with the altcoin market kind of waking up. So back to the Forex market. And now today I'm going to focus on Forex market with this scalping system, but it's pretty much going to be the exact same process that you should be looking at in the crypto market. So here is the backtesting template. I'm going to increase the size here to make sure that you actually see what I'm doing here. So at the bottom here, you see, well, you can't really see that. Yeah, let's just remove myself. So you'll see here that I have different tabs down here. Each of these tabs represent one Forex pair. And of course, you see also I've tested Bitcoin. With this system, it works terribly on Bitcoin, which is not weird, because if you look at the Bitcoin price action, where is that? It's here. All right, so we go to this is Bitcoin on the 4 hour. I mean, what is this? This is, this right here is from 21st of June to now. I mean, what is this? How are you going to be able to trade this with a trend following system? It's not going to be possible. So, and a member of the community, we talked about this a couple of days ago, like maybe a mean version strategy would be better for this. And I agree. But what I would rather do is I would look at Bitcoin and say, all right, Bitcoin is in a trend. But what are the altcoins doing? Because I'm an altcoin trader. I don't really trade Bitcoin. I look at Bitcoin for analysis, and then I switch over to the altcoin market to see if I can find anything nice. And the altcoins are much likely to range when the altcoin market is much likely to trend when Bitcoin is in a range or a trend. So it's like when Bitcoin is ranging, altcoins tend to find some room to move. And then when Bitcoin starts trending to the downside, you're obviously going to see Bitcoin trending to the downside. When Bitcoin trends to the upside, you're going to see strong trends on altcoins. But these altcoin windows usually happens when Bitcoin range. We can look at one SHIB, for example. We had one possible trade on SHIB. Let's see if I can find that one. Which chart is it? SHIB USDTP, I think it is. Yeah, it's going to be the perpetual futures, not spot. It's, man, there's so many goddamn exchanges here. SHIB P. SHIB P? Is it SHIB P? SHIB USDT .p. Yeah, no. Whatever. Yeah, I think this is this one. No, it's not. Man, these market cap, like all of these tickers. Anyway, so I think it was SHIB that had, I think I have to go to my Twitter actually to find that one. So on Twitter, I had a thread on SHIB, so we can take a look at that one. So this was basically the chart where we had on the 4 hour, we had, no, this was Sushi. All right, that's why I'm not seeing it, because I'm looking at the wrong pair. Sushi, right, this one it is. Okay, so yeah, obviously this one did not work out because we had that move to the downside on Bitcoin, but this doesn't matter because you wouldn't have been in this position, right? So you wouldn't have been in this position. But this is what I'm saying, right? Bitcoin, if you zoom out on Sushi, what you're seeing on Sushi is actually a uptrend. Okay, so you're basically seeing an uptrend on Sushi with fairly clean higher highs and higher lows. And I'm pretty sure if we're going to put on the reload zone of these moves, we're going to get bounces inside most of the reload zones. Let's actually try that out. We have one major bounce here. That's right in the reload zone. And then we have another low here. That's obviously going to be lower, I believe. But yeah, so the bottom actually happens somewhere in around the reload zone. The next one is also on the 0.618. And then this one right here is also inside the reload zone. And then you're going to get this one probably also inside the reload zone. Yeah. And then if you put one from this major low to that major high, it's also going to be in the reload zone right now, confluent with the daily moving averages as well. So it's actually a pretty good looking trend. So from a higher perspective, without looking at the moving averages, only looking at the reload zone, you could have bought some pretty good, got in some pretty good positions here on Sushi, even though Bitcoin is just giving you nothing, right? Actually, a more bearish dominant range, I would say, with just no signs of trends at all. But the altcoins actually, some of the altcoins actually do have pretty good looking trends. So the setup here that we looked on Sushi, just to give you a quick rundown here, is quite simple. We had so we did have the weekly open, I believe. Well, at one point, we had a weekly open right here on the 0.618. We have that trend line hitting touch 1, 2, and then 3, confluent with the 4-hour 20 EMA, the 0.618, and the weekly open right here. So if we had like a small, like one candle here, and then a bullish engulfing candle right here, this would have been the perfect setup on Sushi using the RLZ method. Now, you wait for confirmation. You... Sorry about that. So you want to wait for confirmation. Therefore, you would not have entered this position. You want to wait for that level to hit, and then you want to see confirmation. So that would be like a one candle, and then the next candle would be a bullish engulfing candle, maybe closing above the 0.5, something like that. So this system is very nice to trade the altcoin market, even though Bitcoin is like almost untradeable at this time. Right. So let's go back to the scalping results. So test 1. I've tested the one setting of the indicator, the slingshot. You can see I have 357 trades on that one, and then on this one you have 152. So I would say I had over then the test number 3 as well. So I had somewhere between 550 to 600 trades back tested using this scalping system. Now this is trades that I've manually tested. Okay, so this is trades that I've in the replay function on TradingView. I put the long or short tool on the screen and then marked if it's a winner or a loser and what the R is. So for 600 trades, I've done that. Now that's a lot of data, and it should tell us something about the system. So if you go to results on test 2, you'll see that on Euro USD, we had a 63.5% win rate with an average R of 4. GBP USD, 58% win rate, average R 3. Euro GBP, 72% win rate, average R of 6. And on Bitcoin, it's terrible. 52% win rate, but basically no money at all. So what I've done here is I've decided to continue live, so forward testing. I'm now down to back testing. I have the statistics to kind of back up that my idea is somewhat valid based on the back testing data, but we now have to forward test this. And the pairs that I'm going to forward test is, let's remove BTC and Ethereum. We're not going to be forward testing them at this point, but we are going to test Euro USD, GBP USD, Euro GBP, Euro CHF, AUD USD. And the way I have set this up is I have a, let's see, I have the chart set up like this, where I have 4 charts on one screen, and then I'm going to have on my right screen here, as you can see on my lower, on my other camera, I'm going to have that to the right of me. So it's going to look something like this. And then I'm going to set up the RLZ slingshot indicator, because that's the one I used when I did the back testing. So I'm going to set up alerts, and that's what I'm going to do now in this live stream, so you can see how the whole process, basically the whole process from the beginning to the end here. So on screen 1, we have Euro USD, GBP USD here, Euro GBP, and Euro CHF. And then we had, where is the backtesting template? Right here. So we had Euro GBP, blah, 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 Euro USD. So AUD USD, right? So we only have AUD USD, because that's the only ones I've tested and feel confident in. So on the next one here, we're only going to be using AUD USD. And because this one is, I'm going to go to Oanda right here. Why is that AUD Crypto Forex right here? So that's the one I'm going to be using. I'm only going to be focusing on this one on this tab. So you can press Alt plus Enter will bring this full screen. And then on this, I will have all of these. So first, what I want to do is I want to go into the indicator to make sure that all the settings are correct. We have the 20, the 50, and the 51. High time frame is 4-hour 20. Use high time frame. I think everything is as it should be here, and same on all other tabs, I believe. And then on this one, we're going to have the same. All right. So now it's all about setting up the alerts. Now, the way you need to be very careful when setting up these alerts. You have to do it correctly from the very beginning, because you want to make sure that you can activate and deactivate these scalping signals during the time that you're actually active. So I've only backtested this system from in the time zone that I'm actually active trading, which is from 9 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. And actually, that's way too long. I'm probably only going to be scalping from, I believe, 9 to 1:30, probably, because my son gets out of school at 1:30, and my fiance is not always going to be able to pick him up, so I have to do that some days. So it's probably better is to quit scalping at that time, because obviously I don't want to enter a scalp position and have to run and not being able to manage that. So we are going to first add an alert on the indicator for, so it says right here, create alert on Euro USD 5-minute. So it's RLZ Trading, the RLZ slingshot. We're going to do a strong long. It's important that we always use the strong long and not the only long. So strong long. Only once, is going to be once per bar close, open-ended. And here's the important thing, right? You have to, the name of the alert has to be structured, because when you're searching in the when you're searching for your alerts, you want to make sure that these have the same name, so you'll be able to just quickly select them all, right-click and activate or deactivate whenever you're going to start your scalping session. So here we have Euro USD 5-minute scalping. So we're going to Euro USD long 5-minute scalping. I think that should cover it. So whenever I search for scalping, this is going to come up, and whenever I search for a specific pair. So I think this is good. So I want to create one, make sure that everything is correct. From notification, I can send a so I can send the alert to Alertron, and I can then set up a channel inside Discord so that when you're in the Discord, you can get the same alerts as I do in real time without actually having the indicator. Do I want to get notified in the app? I don't want to get notified in the app when scalping. Do I need a pop-up? Yes, I want a pop-up. And I want a sound to be played as well. So I think this is... and I'm going to remove all of this, actually, because I don't need it for scalping. But that's all I need. So that's a long signal. Now I press create. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go into the alerts, and we're going to search for scalping. We're going to see what happens. All right. Why am I not getting a long alert? So this is what I'm talking about. All right, now here it is. So I type in scalping, and it comes up right here. And now what I want to do is I want to right click that one, and I want to press clone. And then the one that's gray is the new one, which is not activated. So I'm going to press the cogwheel. Well, first I'm going to press that one, and then I'm going to press the cogwheel, and I'm going to just the first box here. You want to switch it between EURUSD and then back to RLZ Trading to kind of what you do in that case. You kind of reset the metrics, and here you want to do a short signal, so a strong short. Once per bar close, very important, open-ended. Everything is like before, but here all you want to do is just want to change long to short, and then short here. And now this one is done. And I'm going to click save. And now we do another clone. This time we go over to this screen, which is GBP USD. Press GBP USD. Right click the cogwheel here, and now you see this is still on your USD. So we've pressed GBP USD, but it's still on USD. What you want to do now is you want to switch from RLZ Trading Slingshot GBP USD, and then back to RLZ Trading. And this should, but it doesn't, but it should create one for EURUSD. Right. So you see here, it says EURUSD here. But here it says GBP USD, so it should be correct. Now what we do is we're going to change GBP USD. So this is a lot of work, okay? But it's very important that this is done correctly. You only have to do it once. When you do it correctly, all you have to do is just activate and deactivate these signals whenever you're ready to start your scalping sessions. We press save, and what we want to make sure now is that it still says GBP USD up here. Yeah, perfect. So we do a clone of that one again, and now I'm going to do it a little bit quicker because obviously I don't have to explain everything. So do short. Again, we move to and then of course when it's all done, we want to when it's all done, we want to go back and look at the alerts again. Just one final to make sure it's all working. So again, we now have one. Let me just do this quickly. Right, so we got a strong short. We do that one, strong short. Now we only have two more. So go to Euro CHF, and then I'm going to show you, like, I'm going to log into Oanda and show you the demo account we're going to be using for live trading, and then we're going to be activating the alerts, and we're going to see how many alerts do we get. Do we have any alerts maybe throughout this scalping session? But then in the next live streams where I'm going to do this scalping session, it's going to be very long live streams. Probably I'm going to be starting the live streams 9 in the morning, and then I'm going to like just have the live stream running in the background, and while I just do everything else, and you're going to be able to pop in whenever you want and see me scalp. So now it's time for Euro CHF. No, I want to do Euro CHF. Let's go to Euro CHF. Like that. And you don't want to be too quick with this, because again, it's very important that this is done right from the very beginning. The most common error that I make when doing this is selecting once per bar close. So right here is it could be like once per bar or once per minute. That means that this signal can trigger, like if it's a signal, it can stay there for a while, and you're gonna get alerts every minute just spamming you. So you want to make sure there's one per bar close. So you get, when the bar closes, you get an alert if there's a good if everything aligns. So we're almost done. After this one, we only have the next tab where we have AUD/USD. So we're gonna go to this alert again. We're gonna type in scalping, so we get all the scalping alerts here, and we're gonna be doing one final, well, actually two final ones. So now when you press the alert, it switches to the pair, so you have to go back and do AUD/USD. I know this seems very complicated, and it is quite complicated, but once you've done it a couple of times, you get a good process. And you only really put in a couple of hours once, and then all you have to do is just activate them. And now the final alert. Strong short, once per bar close, and then you just type in short and short. Now that should be it. Now, when I'm ready to start my scalping session, all I do is I go again into the alert. So here's all my alerts. I currently have around 240 active alerts, which is quite a lot. Obviously, I'm not going to be finding everything in here. So I type in scalping. Now I find all my scalping alerts. I select all of them, so just shift and select everything. And I right click, stop. And now they're all stopped. I'm not going to get any alerts. So whenever I start my scalping sessions, which should be now, I right click and I press restart. And now they're active. And I'm going to get alerts when they pop up. Now I need to have that open. So we have your USD, Euro USD, GBP USD, Euro GBP, Euro CHF, and then AUD USD. So you want to go here. So basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be sitting here and waiting for any alerts to pop up. Now, the nice thing with this system is that usually when you're actively scalping, you have to be looking at the charts all the time. You have to be very active in making sure that you follow price action like every minute. But with this system, all you really have to do is wait for a signal to come in. Now it might take a while, so I want to do is quickly calculate how many trades can I expect on 5 pairs? So let's see. Where is the right here? So we go to Euro USD. So we had 50. We had 52. Actually, I have a quite detailed breakdown of the whole backtesting results. So we can see if I find the data here. Okay. I want to know the average, how many trades I'm actually getting. So on Euro USD, we started on March 1 and we ended on July the 4th. So let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So say 5. How many days is that? So on Euro USD, that's going to be around 100 and 130 days, I believe. So you have 52 divided by 100 and let's say 30. So it's going to be half, on average, half a trade per day. And then GBP USD has similar numbers. Actually, it's longer, but let's say around similar. So that's half a trade. That's one trade. 1.5, 2 trades, and 2.5. So on average, I should have around somewhere between 2 and 3 trades per day. That's obviously not a lot. And it depends. I mean, depends on the profitability of the system and all that. But the more pairs I have, and again, I have only one pair on this screen. The goal is to find more pairs with good results so that I can have 4 pairs on this screen and then 4 pairs on a second screen and then 4 extra pairs on a third screen. So I have 4 screens, right? So I can have 4 pairs to the left of me, and then 4 pairs to the right of me, and then 4 more pairs above me. And then on my main screen, I can be doing everything else, like swing trading and working on other stuff. And then the alert system will kind of work in the background and alert me on whenever there's a possible trade to take. So what I do here is I have in this trading panel, I have Oanda. So by connecting to Oanda here, demo, I have a few demo accounts here. So the first one is the main signals account. The main signals account is the demo account that is connected to a trade copier, and it then copies all my trade to all my live trading accounts. I have a few different live trading accounts and prop firm accounts, and that's connected to the main signals account. The main scalping signals, this account is going to be used in the same manner. I'm going to be scalping this now. Of course, when live forward testing, and that's the phase I'm in right now, when live testing all this and when forward testing all of this, these signals are not going to be forwarded to any live account. It's just going to be strictly for testing this system. What I have though is I've connected this demo account to a connected to a dashboard here. So you can see this account right here. Now this is the live testing. This is actually not this this testing phase. So I'm going to start with from here, right? But every trade I take using this system will get imported into Trade Seller, which is the trade journal that I'm using now. In the past, I used Edgewonk, but now I'm using Trade Seller simply for the reason that you can connect a MetaTrader account, and then it's just gonna automatically import everything and update all the statistics for you. So I'll be able to forward test this and get all the interesting data from this forward testing result without having to do any manual work. And that's one of the reasons why I found scalping to be quite complicated in the past, because I always want to manually I want to enter all my trades in a journal, like every single trade. Now if I'm taking maybe somewhere between 1 and 5 trades every day, that's going to be a lot of work. That's going to be a lot of work on a daily basis to import the trade data, like entry, stop loss and all that, profit and charts and a comment and all of that. But now this does that automatically for me, which helps a lot. So now I'm connected to this demo account, and I want to connect it here as well. And we'll see what happens here, if this is a viable strategy to use when live scalping. But I can go through these charts and I can show you what a good signal looks like. Now this here is a short signal. Now obviously this activated when I was sleeping. Obviously not a trade that I've tested in my trade in my trading session. But you can see here that all the fibs and everything gets added here on the indicator. So this fib is from the indicator. Now if this, what would have made this a valid trade would be if this candle here. So this is the actual candle that, let me zoom in so you can actually see what I'm looking at. So what you see here is you see price coming up into the short RLZ, which is up here, the short reload zone. And then this candle right here is a bearish engulfing candle. Well, it's a bearish engulfing candle because basically it's bigger than the previous one. It engulfs the previous one. But it's basically a bearish engulfing candle, a strong bearish candle inside the reload zone, and it's also hitting the moving averages. That activated, and the fact that these stochastics are size high as well, that activated this short signal. Now, what would have made this trade valid is if this candle, instead of closing above the 0% fib, it closed below. And when that candle closed below the 0% fib, I want to put orders on the possible retest of the 0.5 fib with the stop loss level at the right area where the fib actually adds it, or the indicator, and then down here at the take profit level. So you see here the indicator gives me stop loss level and the take profit level. This is a 2R trade, and because of the fact that the win rate was quite high in the backtesting session, I'm gonna take every trade that has like above 0.7, or even maybe trades that are 0.5. Probably not, but they can be below 1R on these trades, because the win rate on in some cases are closer to, I mean, we can look at the overall win rate. The overall win rate for test number 2 is 64.5%. Now 64.5% and an average R of 5 is actually very good, which means that I can take trades that are I believe it's like 0.6 or 0.7 and still make money. Now, this trade is basically based on the idea that you have a downtrend here. Okay, you have a downtrend here, and the idea would then be for this downtrend to continue. Now, of course, this short signal happened at the bottom, and that's just something that you're going to have to live with as a trend following trader. You're going to be right at the top. I mean, you're going to be wrong at the top, and you're going to be wrong at the bottom. That's just how it works. You're just going to be following the trend until the end of that trend. So the idea would be here to see price come into the reload zone, rejection, and then form a local downtrend within the overall downtrend. Now that never happened. This trade never activated. Let's see if we can find another example of a trade that would have actually been a good trade. As you might see here, there's not going to be a lot of these, but the ones that actually are valid usually is usually very good. So here's one. So with adding the fibs here, we see that price is in. So price is in a range here. Okay, so it's actually a range right here. But you also see here that price breaks below the range lows. Okay, so you have a pretty good looking range here, and then boom, breaks lower, comes up inside that range again, gets rejected by the midpoint of the range, and that midpoint of the range is just perfectly in confluence with the short RLZ as well, comes lower, and then that short signal right here is actually closing below the 0.5 fib. So if you go back, if you use the replay function and we go back to that candle, and we're going to remove this fib tool because the indicator is going to add its own fib levels. Let's see exactly how this trade would have been, this signal would have been traded, and if it would have been a winner. So here you see, in this case, I would probably use market enter because it's so close to the 50. So depending on the spreads at the time of entering. And of course, you also see that we have a major news event here for USD. So this was at 11th of August, 1600, and that's 1 hour after the news event. So that's the Michigan Consumer Sentiment, and that's the PPI. So 1 hour after the news. So this move right here was a move based on news, and this setup comes 1 hour after the news event, which makes me think that this is a valid trade to take. And then TP1 is going to be down here at the local lows, and notice how the indicator puts the TP1 not at the very low of these wicks, but at the candle closest, because that's where that's obviously, this is the I'd like to say that this is the liquidity zone or whatever, and then the midpoint of that area is where you want to TP to make sure that you can front run the very lows. So this, if you want to use that stop loss, or maybe have a little bit higher stop loss somewhere up here to make sure that you're not getting wicked out. This is a 1.5 hour trade, absolutely, viable R in terms of the win rate of the system. And then you'll see this just goes straight down to TP, and it goes much lower as well, much lower. So the next phase of this forward testing will be to work on the take profit strategy. So right now the take profit strategy is basically exit at TP1. What I'm going to do later is I'm going to test the possible idea of exiting at the minus 0.236. So basically exiting the position fully when there's a new low created. And I think it's going to be less profitable, actually, but it's going to look something like this. But this is like a 3.3 R trade. So I can survive with a much lower win rate with trades like this one. But I really like having higher win rate. I'm the type of trader who I definitely have problems when my win rate is lower than 50%. I mentally have a much harder time, like most of you, I guess, but I have a much harder time having a system that loses more trades than winning. Now that doesn't matter if you have high win rate, high R on the actual winners. But for me, mentally, it's just much harder to deal with that. So I want my system to be above 50%. So the way I would trade this, and this is the second part of the live testing, unless this testing phase is just very, very good, which is going to run till the end of this month, or until I have like 20 trades. So what I do here is I'm going to be using a trailing stop loss method, where this is going to be the stop loss right here. And whenever I have some type of swing point lower than entry, I'm going to move my stop loss. So in this case, yeah, that doesn't happen. This isn't straight down to TP2. But the way I would trade my stop loss if the TP would be lower would obviously be to have my stop loss here. And then if it goes lower, I move my stop loss down here. And that's where I want to move it again, down here. And probably get stopped out here. So that would still be a pretty good trade. So that's the idea that I'm going to continue testing once this is over. Let's remove the replay function here to see if we do have any possible setup. So let's look at the current price action on 80 USD. Now the idea here is that we're only going to be looking for shorts when price is below the 4-hour 20 EMA. Now this is actually the 4-hour 20 EMA. So even though, and also one thing I want to test is to just remove the high time frame bias. This is going to be long, but I don't think that's a good idea. So this would, if I remove high time frame bias, this would have been a good long setup most likely. If price comes down here, hits the 50% fib or there's 0.618 confluent with the moving averages, and then stochastics would probably go lower as well. This would have been a pretty good trade, and it would probably look something like this, like 1.5 or 1R trade or something like that. And that this is exactly the type of trades I'm looking at. So basically what I've done here is I've modified the settings of the indicator just slightly, and then I applied it to the 5-minute chart instead of the 4-hour chart. So it's basically the RLZ swing trading system, but applied on the lower time frames. Now I've been trading with this system in the past when scalping, but honestly I haven't got the results I wanted, and I think that comes down to a lack of consistency, and the lack of consistency comes from not having back tested the system properly. Because when you don't back test your system enough, you're going to lose confidence in the system when you start losing. So again, if we go back to the why is it not, I don't want to. All right, so when I go back to the testing here that I've done, I've also looked at the numbers of consecutive losers and basically the losing and winning streaks of this system. So if we look at Euro USD, let's see. So first we have Euro USD. It had a the longest losing streak was 4 trades in a row. And then on GBP USD, the longest losing streak is 3. And for Euro GBP, losing streak is only 2, which is very low. But let's assume that all of these losing streaks happens at the same time. So it's going to be 2 plus 3. So it's going to be 10. So about 10 trades in a row. If it happens all at the same time, the chances of that happening is very low. But if it happens, there's going to be 10 trades in a row to be losers. And statistically speaking, it is very possible for that to happen over a long enough time horizon. So if you have, and that this is something we have to use when we try to develop a risk management system. So remember that the idea of developing a system is so much bigger than just back testing and forward testing. There you have it. Like what I'm forward testing, what I've back tested now is basically the win rate of the entry trigger up to TP1 with a specific stop loss. But I have not really tested the take profit strategy, and I have not really come up with a good risk management strategy. The risk management strategy has to be based on, first of all, the win rate, the relationship between win rate and the average R. And then you also have to see what is the, statistically speaking, the longest possible losing streak. And also what is the actual losing streak of the live testing, the longest ones. So let's assume that sometime during my trading with the system, I'm going to have a losing streak of 10 losers in a row. Sometime, like it could happen in 1 year, or I don't know, could happen in 2 years, could happen in 1 month. We don't know, like we don't never know. So how much, and let's assume that I'm trading this system on with the fibers, for example. So I'm trading my account with the fibers where I have a max loss of 6%. So I risk 1% per trade. 1% times 10, 10%. I'm down 10%. So I start at 0, and I lose 10 trades in a row. I am now down 10%. All right, that's not going to work. That's not going to work, because remember, I want to be consistent with my risk. I don't want to have a dynamic risk approach where I'm like, oh, this setup looks good, so I'm going to risk 1%. This looks better, so I'm going to risk 2%. That's a very bad approach. Oh, sorry, I hit the mic for some reason. That's a very bad approach, because you never know what trade will be a winner. So you can't really predict that. You can't really look at the technical and say, oh, this is really going to be a winner. The chance of this to be a winner is bigger. No, that doesn't matter. Like it's a 50% chance. Every individual trade has a completely random occurrence. It's not until you have like hundreds of trades you can say you can try to even predict what's going to happen. But when it comes to every individual trade, you have to assume that it's going to be a loser. So 1% per trade is not going to work. 0.5%. Well, with 0.5%, I can have 10 losers in a row and not get stopped out and not lose the account. So with 10 losers in a row, I'm going to only lose 5% of the account, which means I'll be able to stay alive. That means for this particular scalping system, and I would say it kind of goes for most systems out there, you should use 0.5% per trade, or even 0.25, because with 0.25% per trade, it's literally impossible for you to lose the account. Because honestly, like you need, how many do you need? You need like, yeah, so 0.25 times 6, 15. Yeah, I mean, you need if you risk 0.25% per trade, 0.25% per trade, you can have 25 losers in a row. If you have 25 losers in a row, you should just stop trading, okay? If you've developed a system that you like and you think it's profitable, and then you start testing it and it's like, you get 25%, you get 25 losers in a row, you sell your trading equipment and get another job, right? So it's literally impossible for me to have 25 losers in a row with this system. I don't see that happening, but 10, absolutely possible. We can look at a, let's look at a, we're going to try to find some, actually, I think we can use Edgewonk for this. So there's this thing called Monte Carlo simulation. where you put in the statistics of your trading. It's basically a simulator. So here you have a simulator, and we're going to. Okay, so here you have a system where. So I believe this is. Yeah, these are the stats for the current stats that I had when I last used Edgewonk for the swing trading system. So it had a 51% win rate, and the average R is 1.34. Okay, so we're going to do 10 different simulations, and we're going to do 500 trades. Now, 500 trades is for the swing trading system, that's probably going to be 4 to 5 years. It's probably going to be 4 to 5 years to get 500 trades. So here you see the longest possible losing streak is 14, and the longest winning streak is 12. Let's do a couple of more simulations to see what the highest number of losing streak is. So we had 14, 13, 10, 7, 9, 13, 9, 11, 9, 14. So it seems like statistically, the highest number, the longest losing streak would be 14, while you look at the overall losing streaks, it's more than likely going to be 10, around 10. So that's what I'm aiming for, 10. And now this is a win rate of 51%. Now, of course, if you have a higher win rate, the chances of having a long losing streak is lower. And then if you have lower win rate, the chances of having a long losing streak is obviously higher. Did I say that right? I think so. Man, my coffee is cold every time. I forget to drink my coffee during the live streams. I probably shouldn't be drinking. I mean, not drinking. I probably shouldn't be drinking anything when I'm having the live streams. But I really love my coffee. I cannot drink any coffee when I'm doing this. So yeah, I also like, one of the reasons why I developed this scalping system is for you guys. I want to show you guys something more entertaining during these live streams. But obviously, if we're not getting any long signals, or we're not getting any signals at all during the scalping sessions, it's not going to be yeah, definitely I'm going to get a USB coffee warmer. I really, actually, I've been thinking about that for a long time, and you guys have been telling me to get one for a very long time. So yeah, I'm going to get one, definitely. Right, so it's always been an hour, almost an hour now, and the idea was to basically do this for an hour. Well, we had a short signal here, didn't we? Oh, that's on the 1 hour. So look, the indicator in the system works quite well on the 1 hour as well. So you have well, actually that wouldn't be a signal that I would take. But again, it works on all time frames. You just have to find the right settings and the high time frame bias, basically. So I want to show you something before we go, before I end the live stream. Hopefully I'll get some alerts. Probably not. It doesn't look like we're gonna get any alerts here today. So I think for the live streams I have to find a mix between waiting for the scalping to come in and then do other types of analysis while we wait for any trades to come in, because obviously we can't just be sitting here and watching the charts quietly. What I want to show you guys is first I want to direct you guys to the newsletter, because I did send out a newsletter. This weekend. about how we can catch the high time frame bottoms and tops using a combination of high time frame TA on Bitcoin and on-chain analysis, which is actually it almost pinpointed the bottom, or the general bottom for Bitcoin in this bear market almost. Well, I wouldn't say perfectly, because there's no such thing as a perfect entry and anything like that. But basically, what you want to do is you want to Google. You can go to the newsletter. You can sign up to the newsletter. It's in the description and get all the information. But basically, what you want to do, you want to search for MVRV score Bitcoin, and then you want to search for NPL Bitcoin. NUPLL. So MVRVC score will take you to lookintoBitcoin.com, and then here you will have net unrealized profit and loss for Bitcoin as well. Now, so basically, it's a very, very simple. MVRVC score, when this orange line gets into or close to the red zone, you want to look for sells. When it gets close to the green zone, you want to look for buys. You go to NUPL, the net unrealized profit and loss for Bitcoin. When the blue line goes close to euphoria/greed, you want to look for sells. And when it's in the green area, which is capitulation, you want to buy. So basically, green sell, red equals sell, green equals buy. Now, when the MVRVC score is giving you sell signals at the same time as NUPL is giving you sell signals, you want to look for the Bitcoin price action to break its daily market structure and also break below the daily 50 EMA, which actually happened right here. So I believe that the MVRVC score and the NUPL entered the sell area around this area, and then price broke below the daily 50 and broke its daily market structure right here, and that's where you want to sell. And that's actually exactly what we did back then. I did sell my whole crypto portfolio and alerted everyone in crypto to do the same. Now, a lot of people all obviously said, like, well, you didn't catch the top because this was the top. But honestly, like, come on, what happened was we basically got long from around, I believe, 13K, which is here. So I believe it went long around 13K when it kind of broke above these highs, and then we sold up here. So that's a solid 300% move on Bitcoin. And what I did here was basically is use this exact method that I showed you. It's very, very simple. Same thing happened here. So right here, MVRVC score and NUPL both entered the green area where you want to be buying. That happened at the same time as price entered the high time frame RLZ. So you could have just bought right there. But what you want to do is you want to wait for that daily market structure to break. So here's the daily market structure, and it breaks the highs here and forms somewhat of a daily uptrend. So buying here definitely made sense. Buying up here could also make sense. But if you did follow this procedure of price breaking daily market structure and being above the daily 50 MA while NUPL and MVRC score aligned, you would have a pretty solid entry around 22K. You would now be up 32%, and I think you would be in a really comfortable position with your Bitcoin position for this possible bull market. And I know everyone screams about future predictions, like where I think price is going in the near term future. And I think that what we want to do for that case is we want to add the reload zone, the extension reload zone, and that's up here. This is the extension reload zone for this move right here. So if we have a major bull cycle, a major bull market for Bitcoin, I still have my eyes on $100,000 per Bitcoin, which is right below the short RLZ or the extension RLZ for this move right here. Now, something else, if you want to front run that level, you should probably look at the 50%, and the 50% is right here at 95 $1,000. So what I'm saying is, like, if you would have entered here at around 22K and sold up here, it would have been a 326% move. This same, almost the same move that we got right here. So 326 versus 340. So from that perspective, it's basically the same trade, the same method of entering, and it works surprisingly well. Actually, it's surprisingly, historically, it has caught all the tops, all the major tops and bottoms on Bitcoin since inception, I believe. All right, guys, that's it for the live stream. Next one will probably be more entertaining, when I don't have to set up all the alerts and do all of that. Next time we'll probably be able to actually do some real trading. All right, thanks for joining, everyone, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Take care.